change you. Do things for the mighty dollar. Don't let it change you. But you've been chasing waterfalls. You've been falling off. We thought we was all in it, but still we fall. Don't let money change you for the mighty dollar. Don't let money change you. And we arranged us to took the places of our freedom we were slave, then we really love. But then we ain't got that. We took a step back because we let money change us. Good morning coming to you at 1000 hours, 19 minutes on today, September 12th, 2018. And what we've been going through, been making fools of African descent people in America since I was born. The first thing, when I started really watching TV at a younger age, we didn't grow up with cable. We had food stamps. We had the paper stamps. You wanted real change, or if you had to sell your book, you had to sell your whole book. It wasn't with a card, couldn't go to the store. And see, like now, they don't care. They're giving people $600 of food stamps. I don't need it. People will sell it for $300. If they give me $600 in food stamps on a card, why would I sell it for less than the like? I sell it to you for $100 less, but $300 less just to get $300. That's stupidity. Making fools of us since everything it seemed like it can benefit. It turned into a fool's gold. I got whips and chains, but they used to beat us with whips and chains. They used to convey us in the vehicles we thought was so precious since we don't have. Now, the booty, they made fun of her when they raped her. She had all kinds of diseases, Sarah Bartman. Now everybody want to get a booty. And a woman had the audacity to say, men, I didn't tell a woman. I said, I told you I love women as you are. No, but you didn't listen to me. You wanted little Bobo, little Jim down the street. You little the Rayways, the Daquans, you wanted them the one that height in your fantasies. Now you 35 and 40, they dug you out, they still ain't doing nothing, or they got married to some other lady that respected them. Now you trying to change your talk. See, my talk ain't changed since I was 8. So that's why I can say my stand on what I stand for is always what I stood for. It may not been as strong as like the talk may not been as strong. The actions may not been as strong, but now everything is unbalanced. That's why I can talk. That's why the creator can run through me. He can come through me. He can cast over. Rest in peace. And rest the souls out there. Hopefully they do rest in peace. They can. They still haven't got peace because we won't let the peace go. We won't give them peace. We won't give them a part to say you're at ease, you're okay. The Trayvon Martins of the world, the young man, the first conviction of a cop I seen 2 times because killing a young 15-year-old man. And I got to look that up, see how many police officers been convicted. And I'm going to see how many black on black crimes, how many black people have been convicted. Because people don't realize even on black crimes, a lot of black people that kill people are running free. They're running free. The police run free. That's why I said there's no change until there's change. When Obama said change, he said, when he said thank you, it sounded like when they replay it in slow motion or revert his words, say it sounded like he's saying thank you, Satan. He was saying, yes, you can. Then when you play it in slow motion, it would say, it's always the black man that's the demonic one. It's always the black man that's bad. But when the black man talk with knowledge and sense, and it's not religious, it's not affiliated with some type of, it's always bad. Why is that? Check out Ashley W. You can on YouTube. She makes a lot of sense too. Check out the young man, the IYMR. He a light skinned dude with a ponytail. Or the Nashik should, like, I listen to them and I like, but they really don't peer in because they say things, but they so used to just saying it to themselves and people just agreeing. When you ask, let's have this conversation, let's have a real conversation, And it's like we never get a real conversation. I want a real I mean, I'm saying real because let's get away the formalities of talking about racism. Let's get into what is deemed racism, like what prejudice, what bias. How can somebody sound like they're like let's get into it. Nobody want to really get into that talk, that conversation, that dialogue. So I'm starting to understand we just love the symbols and we love the formalities. It sound good, it look good. We love going through the motions. But nobody really want to get to the truth. Nobody really want to like figure it out so we can have less. So the world can revert back to saying, well, if 60% of people getting married, the other 40 not. Cool. Let's get that other back on track so it can get back to 20% that wasn't getting married. Now we at an all-time high, 40% of the people not getting married. Black women was at 64%, so it went up. So it's now at 71%, 60 or 74% of not getting married. It went up 10% of not getting married as a whole. And they think just because you're going out your race, intermingling, interracializing is going to change. It's not. Television show on you, social media, capital MEDIA, is all capital, ran by the British colonies, the warmongers, the people, the Romans. Go look all of this up. You can find it. The French, the Spaniards, the England, the English, the Dutch, the French. All these people make up the Roman Empire. Who was fighting the war? The Russians. I wasn't involved. People of my skin color wasn't involved in that war for dominance of the United States, Unified States of America, the Federal Republic, which is called, not the United States, is a federal republic. We are property of the United States. This is an organization that housed people. And the whole world took on this systematic, so it don't matter where you live. If I move back to Africa, I am still known as a documented person in this world. I can get papers to say you owe me money, and say, but I'm still documented. We have once we already accepted the document, just like we accepted kings and queens. It will not go away until we literally eradicate. But we're not going to eradicate what's there because it's not beneficial. It's got to be beneficial to some people. And the people that's beneficial, the people that can be born into money, that's married into money, is beneficial to them. Because all of this is about money. It's not really about love. It's not really about help. It's not helping one another. It's not really about the economy. It's really not about the children. It's really not about love. I mean, as a whole, I don't mean you sitting there as a one individual saying, I'm about love. No, not just me. I'm talking about everybody. My mother, brother, and sister, aunts and uncles, my ancestry, people that's connected to marriage, bloodline. It's about everybody. But nobody's looking at it that way. We are told, and I remember watching Maury Povich, I say this, been making fools of black people, aka niggas, since I know when, 50 years. I've been alive 30 since I've been around. Maury been making fools of us. It's another dude named Jeremy Kyle. I can go on and on. Oprah Winfrey been making fools of niggas since day one. To me, if you show your true colors, and I mean in a change. Like you can go from you really not bad, but you go from bad to good. But if you keep showing up that bad, to me, that's who you are. If you showing me that you have no sense to think another way, that's who you are. But I have to accept you as you are. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to condemn you. I'm not going to crucify you. But I'm going to just say, this is who you are. And you keep telling me no. I'm like, you're a fool. Because I keep telling you how to get there, but you won't go. I say, don't walk that way. It's a hole in the way. Even though you cannot see it, I went that way. And spiritually, we both walking down the same way. You cannot see it. Please take heed. Take to my word. And we don't want to even take to each other word. And I don't feel it's minute to keep talking because I'm only going to reach who I'm going to reach. Regardless people watching or not. If it's only I got 2 views throughout all my videos. I'm reaching 2 people. Because they might be so great, they're going to reach 200 people, then 2,000, then 200,000, then 2 million, then 2 billion people can be reached. Imagine 2 billion. It's 7.5 billion people on this earth, supposedly. So imagine if 2 billion get reached. That's a good amount of people to reach. I don't care about the other 5 billion. It's like I don't care, but I reached the 2 billion. So in a working way, if 2 billion, that means, and then if they're in their position, That means I'm reaching politics, lawyers, law, people that's challenging the law, lawmakers or law exchangers, people in other countries, other ethnicities, other nationalities, and we are working together. But I'm designed to work within my own nationality. I'm not dissing nobody that want to advocate with Serena Williams and Colin Kaepernick. That's not for me. I want to go directly educate the women and men in my neighborhood of the same ethnicity. And if it's Puerto Ricans or Caucasian people or Indian, Indonesian, whatever your ethnicity in that, if you're in that neighborhood, you part of us. Because you fell into. That means if you living in the neighborhood, you're not doing so great. So you part of the people that I'm used to seeing as my people. That's the answer to people like, what about them? No, I'm not talking to the young man that's giving $1 million. He will listen because he know I'm not talking foolish. He know I'm not stupid. He was like, wow, you really research this? And I'll be like, yes. But he was like, why do you still think that way? You can overcome because I'm not going to blind myself to the truth. He was like, what you mean blind? I'm not going to say that since I know I can go to school, my rights is a right. I have a privilege to do this. We all have a privilege. I'm not going to still say, well, I'm not on like this man over here feel like he's being treated different. And he have proof. He have living life experience proof. Like, wow. And there's people in front of him like, this is a person. He went to an interview. The guy said, as a black man, why you want to be in a job? Like, he got proof. This was word. And you can go to the people that said it to him. It's proof. It is real. It's a lie for him. That's his experience. I will not knock that. Like, I will not knock a woman and say, I never met a good black man. I said, cool. But I said, within your eyes, you only catered to certain ways. You only wanted it one way. You only seen one type of man. So yes, your experience is true. But now when you start to look away and be like, wow, this is different, you're gonna see, okay, maybe it's different. I don't never say there's when I say majority, it's majority. Majority make up 80%. When I say less than, it's only 30 to 20%. So we allowing the less than to captivate us. But now it's like so high, it's like the 30% is tipping over into 40 and 50 and 60% percentile of like being strong as a woman. We allowed the side chick, the women with the low esteem that didn't value family life to run the TV, the television, television. They're telling you a vision, what they want you to see. It's in the lens. It's in the box. It's not full blown. It's not. If they want a full blown, it'll be nationally. It's not national. It's not international televised. Only things that is money generating opportunity is nationally televised, like the Super Bowl, the World Series, the FIFA World Cup. That is only thing because it's generating so much money. It's not going to generate money if I say let's treat everybody fair and let's talk about it. It's not going to generate money because nobody want to hear the truth. And I remember I keep saying this. I'll never get into it. As a young man, I watched Morvie. I watched a mixed woman, but more black in her with a black man. She was dying of some disease or cancer. She had some type of cancer. Probably was lupus. It was something major. She cheated on him, and only reason she told him that she cheated because and the daughter may not be his because she was dying. That's exactly out of words of her mouth. And I was like 11. I was 11 watching this. I was like, I didn't even like say nothing to my mother. I was like, wow. I might have. My mother didn't have an answer, or she didn't really talk as she do now. Because before I didn't really talk growing up. I just really just watched people. I wasn't bashful. I'm not an introvert. I'm not shy. I just didn't talk because I didn't know how to connect. And I still have that type of problem. How to connect to people. Because I know within my realm of my spectrum of how I'm thinking, my level, my mark, how I was made, people not going to think that way. I told myself I'm gonna get away this. I'm not conforming no more to what the world told me I should and shouldn't be. I had to look deep in myself and be like, who should I be? Who am I? Jackie Chan made a movie. Who am I? And also, I remember watching these talk shows, the Ricky Lake Show. Remember Jenny Jones? A man. I don't have a problem with gay people, but I still don't wonder why this man liked this other man. The man was gay, and he brought him on Jenny Jones, telling about his feelings. And the dude ended up, according to the news, ended up killing his man for. And I feel like he ain't have to kill him. It's easy to turn him down and say, "No, I'm not gay." Okay, just like when you like a woman, and I see the men killing the women because they turned them down. She don't like you. Move on. Or they raping the women. I don't. I see this. That's what I tell women. I'm not blind to what goes on. I'm not blind. Like we are not blind. But when are we going to talk about everything as a whole? When was we going to really get this? We say we vent, but we vent the wrong way. The only views, like Ashley said, everybody say this. I say this. I've been saying this. Only views that get love is love and hip hop views. Bad Girls Club, fighting, violence. But when you come in at a person with reality and life, like life, those don't get views. That's why Bill Cosby got in prison. He's about to make the Huxtables again. Remember the Huxtables? I don't like Family Matters because that was the order and agenda in there too. But a lot of things was taught. Steve Urkel, Laura didn't like him till he got older. Took this man 20 odd something years, but he had to come as Stefan and another man for her to see. Like, damn, Steve really loved me. But Steve ended up he's like, I can't be with you. I've met another woman. But I think they end up getting together, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't genuine from the time he tried so hard to find his love. And that's what a lot of women won't understand. A lot of women may go through this, but more so, majority of women do not go through this. They don't have to go in. Women don't want to have a real like I keep meeting women, they don't want the real conversation. They don't want the life conversation. Why I don't want to pay for first date? Why is that such a big deal? Do that make her like the questions I have is it would never be answered because it's only traditionally taught fostered and nurtured ways. And that's the only way they're going to look at it. And it's like we won't get nowhere if you're going to look at it one way. Just like I remember black women, black men did not go. You know what happened to black men? You know, I don't ever talk about a lot of religion because people are really high strong on religion, but don't know the history of religion. Christianization only came across when we was conquered, when we became enslaved and we became slaves. We had a higher power, but it was not what we call it as Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit. We had our Voodoo Baptist, and it was not evil. It came from the Bohemian island, the Bahami Island, and it was the Bohemian. It's so many of these words that the history we don't know and you don't study. There was nothing wrong. They wasn't shrinking heads. They wasn't doing none of that stuff. But they did baptize. They did a lot of things that Christianity do. Christianization. The Muslims, the Catholics, the Christians do. They don't call that evil in voodoo. But somehow, I mean evil, but somehow the voodoo we had was bad. It was evil. How? It was live. It was to live. Evil the other right way is to live. We was living. That's why we didn't have these problems. We weren't warring against each other. We wasn't enslaving each other. When we did have a degree of law, we declared we take care of the widowed women. A woman into a family, we did have not. It probably wasn't called probably amorous, but I'm quite sure we had multi-women households with one man. I'm quite sure, and it might have been multi-men household with many women. But we don't explore that because we don't know the information. We still looking. They've been lying. So why would I just take a lie? Because you need a lie. You need a truth to tell a lie. See, to tell a lie. That's funny you say it like that. But nobody thinks about that. I remember black women getting on TV, quote unquote, black, African descent women, saying there's no good black men because they was finally starting to get these jobs. But the reason these jobs, you go back to the 13 to the 1500, black men to be saved, it had nothing to do with being Christians. We went to war, and by law, we were signing treaties and law. Women didn't understand this. As we fought the wars, we was protecting our people. We was guardians. That's what they called those warriors and guardians. See, y'all don't understand. Women don't understand the people. And it sounds crazy to people because more of this is spiritually given to me than out of a book. But then when you go read the Eyes on the Prize, it tells us the truth. Where's the links? They're destroying the links to the information. And so I keep trying to tell people, but nobody want to listen. It's like they rather believe the lie than to actually go seek out the truth. I mean, the whole truth. Just because you read one book, that's not the truth. Just because you get the book of law, that don't mean that's not it. It's more. I'm seeking out all knowledge, not just the knowledge just to give me, so I can have some information. I want to connect the links. If you tell me they're creating a nuclear lab, come on, you know it. Let's go, and it's proof. You telling me that you don't respect people the way you carry yourself? That's proof. Is links. I can tell how you treated that person. I can tell how you treat yourself. I can tell the things you read, you do, and you watch in life, how that's true. It's links. It's coming together. There's connections. I'm not calling them good connections. So the black woman was saying was no good black men, but we went to war. We fought. And you know what we came home to? They realized women can work this job. All nationally, like they was giving the women the job. We came home to no jobs and no homes. So we came home with women that was cheating on the men. This part of history is not talked about. So they talk about women always stood by the men. That's not true. A lot of these men came home. They was messed up in the brain. They seen people get blown up. They seen people get killed. They was getting interrogated. They was being tortured. They was being manipulated. Their mind was being changed. So that was another breeding and fostering and nurturing. When black men went into the military, we started changing our mind about life. See, nobody talks about this. They was giving us diseases. They was working us through alchemy. Alchemy is medical in the medical field, cutting off women body parts, manipulating them, giving women and men diseases, cutting off men body parts, manipulating them, and trying to play with. It was playing with us. See, this is not talked about in history. Why is it not talked about more? But you just automatically assume I'm the way I am just because that's the way my mother and father. No, let's go back. If that history is true, that is the reason. But if you don't want to say that's true, that's not the reason. So on your own account, that means you got to be accountable. You have to reflect on yourself. I always say this: reflect on yourself. You are accountable for your own responsibility. Responsibility, the word response is in there. We're not holding our own response to our ability and the power that we have. Power and ability only can go one direction, whatever direction you take it. If you do not use it, it sit there. It don't die. It don't fade. It just don't have no movement. It have no ability. It have no power. It cannot go until you go because you are a being. That's an action word. It need action. Without a cause, there is no effect. There is no effect because you have no cause. So formalities don't mean nothing. So let's not forget about everything. So women did start preaching and nurturing falseness to their women. And the men got trapped in the mind saying, damn, there is no good men. Well, we started preaching that. But then women talking about, not that, hold on. Women, what you don't understand, you birth men. So the way you talk around these young men, I remember my mother telling me men ain't shit. Black men ain't shit. And it was like, I was like, I'm black. I'm going to be a man one day. I'm a young man. So you associated that with your son and with it you really are not. Just like the song Bad Bitch by Lupe. The first time the son heard bitch, his mother kept saying, I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. So she kept associating bitch with herself. And when the young man was like, got a age to understand bitch is not a good word to use, he was lost. We became lost when we learned this was not a good word to use. And good morning to the viewer. And what people don't understand is that what we've been doing is pollution, it's corruption. It avails us to nothing. So as we watch television, what we keep portraying in Maury, the NFL, sports, it's not working to our well-being. It's not for our life. We are allowing us ourselves to be deconstructed and constructed. And now this is our structure. This is how we live. This is our program. We're programmed. I remember I just read about a guy. He said, "This is how I program people." And it's propaganda. He said, "Look at advertisement." He said, "When we want women to buy a certain type of clothes, we keep mass showing it. So they use the television to tell people what we want them to see. And the next thing you know, they love it in the most common fashion. Because I remember growing up, we had Boss. It turned to Hugo Boss. We had Osh Gosh Be Gosh. See, a lot of people don't remember that. But then now we got Fashion Nova. I looked at the Fashion Nova. That's regular clothes. So now by the brand of Fashion Nova, everybody's so hyped about Fashion Nova. It's 2 years old and it's still getting the hype. I remember one year it was Ed Hardy. And then if you look at who these people are, we got Calvin Klein, we got Pink. They don't even advocate for the community. So the neighborhoods we were born and raised from, the people are not advocating. They're not talking. And then people that are intermingle, interracialized, and talk about, I'm not doing enough for my community. I'm like, I don't have that type of money. But I know if you come to me, I can lead you to some young men and young women and families that do need help. Because I do talk to people. I do walk outside and be like, "You, how you doing, young man, young woman?" I don't really speak to young women no more because now they being breeded, nurtured, and fostered that I'm coming at them to get them instead of actually have a conversation. I don't care if she's beautiful. I can still have a conversation to what I find attraction, and she's a young lady. So more of my dialogue with her is probably more of her persona. Why are you not smiling? What's wrong? And then now we're attacking women as coursing women saying, well, you don't have to smile. You can look mean. That's to keep the other guys away from you. No, it's not. That's showing who you truly are. And see, and that's what we're attacking the wrong things. We're not attacking the right things. See, there's still a right and a wrong, a positive, negative. I say a positive is you, what you have in control. Everything outside of you is a negative. It's a void. But at the same time, that don't mean it's bad. It's just that you cannot control it. So within your area, you can make it positive. So that's why I never understood two negatives can make a positive, which can be a sense in logic, but in math, no. Because more times two negatives will stay negative. Now a positive and negative have a better chance of being either positive or going to all positive or going to all negative. Because there's an action, there's going to be a cause and effect to show they're going to be experienced how the outcome and experience. That's what's going to happen with the person mind. So we all have a choice. I also say what I say unto one, I say unto all. We have a choice. It's your path, it's your journey. You have to choose wisely. If you don't, you will be lost. So stop allowing television to guide your children. To me, I don't have children. So if my child came home and they wanted to watch TV, I say, no, let's do your work. Let's go over what you went over in school and let's talk about your day. You do your child, you don't do your child. We talk about justice or injustice. You don't do your child justice at home. So I'm not focused on the outside injustice. First, it's the inside injustice. You don't do your child. It's horrible. You don't do your child. You're not equal with your child. When you come home, you like to relax. Let your child relax then. Let them sit down. You ain't got to turn the TV on. I don't turn the TV on. My TV is right here. It's in the box still. It's been there for 2 years. And I have a Netflix. I do the YouTube. I do Instagram. And I know more of my mission is called community and unity. So that's what I'm working on. It's a slow progress because I don't have a lot of people waiting around to follow me. And I don't want people to follow me. My mission was given to me from the creator was challenge people. Have people challenge their own thoughts. Guide them into truth. And say, look this up. Don't believe me for it. Believe yourself for it. Know for yourself. Educate yourself. So that you can have a true purpose. So your focus can be with your purpose, mission, and position. So stop allowing television to be your teacher or your child. If you're gonna be in a teacher, be the teacher. You be the trainer. You show your child the example. So you have a great day. Love yourself. Be your best you. All right. Winter is coming up. Oh, yes. I'm going to start getting more into savings, income, investments. Right now, it's a good investment. It keep going up. It went from $76 is at $83 now. Invest in Nike. Your $200, you get 2.5 shares or 1.8 tenths of a share right now. So invest in Nike. Keep doing it. So you 20. Most companies you need 20% revenue shares to have a revenue. After a while, to have the best form of revenue, you can take your shares. That's good. You have some shares. That's a start. But there's other stocks out there you can look into. And I'm still new, so I talk about what is spiritually given to me and what is more I go through as well. If you haven't noticed, because every life is about yourself. Your life is not about other people. Whether I touch somebody's life or not, I still have to live my life. You still have to live your life, and I hope one day we can be together. So my advocating is more for my own African descent people in America and across the world, and everybody else. They fit in. They're gonna fit in eventually, but now that's not where I'm working with. So I'm gonna tell people that that's not where I'm at. Some people are meant to go to Africa. Some people are meant to go state to state. I'm here right here in my neighborhood, the hood, the captivating of people around me. That's still captured by one thought mentality. So until they learn how to love themselves, not to be lovers of yourself, understand positive and good affirmations. I love me. I am great. Enforcements and reinforcements with good morals and positive values and ethics, nothing won't change. I'm not angry no more at none of my people. The race I'm in, I'm not angry at none of my race. The ones that do the upstanding good to the ones that do the most craziest bad and violent things to each other and to other people. I'm not mad at them because that's not me. I know I'm here can be an example and I can be an example of change. You have a great day. Shalom.